Furion versus Valera.
Watch your back.
I must protect.
So Jade Idol in this deck is a card that you hope to draw like turn, well, like the 30th card in your deck. So it's like, what if the Jade Idol's on the bottom of your deck? Well, that's fine, basically. Okay, that looks promising. That looks really promising. So, Wild Growth and the Jade Blossom into Gadgetzan Auctioneer, Innervate, Coin, do stuff. And then, later on, draw a bunch of cards, have only a few cards left in the deck, shuffle the Jade Idol back in, go wild. Could have coin Wild Growth into the Jade Blossom, but I feel like the coin is better to draw a card.
Ha, this guy's toast.
But I am a new player when it comes to this deck, so it's possible the other one is better. I think Auctioneer on this turn might be good enough. Or I could wait one turn, do Swipe Living Roots. Or even something like Swipe Doomsayer. The Miracle deck on his side, it seems. One of the Auctioneers does want to be used at the end so that you can Jade Idol a bunch, but one of the Auctioneers can be used early, and should be used early, so that you can draw a bunch of cards so you can get to the end. So the plan is he's probably going to take care of the Doomsayer. I'm going to do Auctioneer, Living Roots, and then possibly use Innervates. It's good to save the Innervates for the second Auctioneer as well, since you can then use more mana to get more Jade Idols. But we'll see.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
Alright, let's begin. So the worst case is I'm going to Wild Growth, but hopefully not. Wrath is good here. If he had a tough time comboing the first one, it's possible that the Auctioneer is actually going to stay on the board, and that would be disgusting. I mean, I don't think Auctioneer will stay on the board. He'll probably have to come up with another tough way to remove it. I mean, it was obvious that he was stretching to kill it. Wonder why I didn't shiv this rate last turn. Emperor Thorsan Hero Power? Or Azure Drake? Emperor Thorsan Hero Power. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's possible I get a double discount. That'd be pretty disgusting. Oh, I drew Shadow Strike. I actually forgot about Jade Blossom not doing anything on 10. I should have probably used it earlier. Maybe instead of playing Emperor Thorson on that turn, I should have done Jade Blossom plus Arcane Giant.
I got the best deals anywhere.
He saps the 2 mana card. 3 mana card. Soon to be 0 mana card. My miracle is a greater miracle than yours will ever be. Oh, I did miss free Wild Growth. I got to 10 mana that turn, right? I should have played Wild Growth.
Spectacular.
That looks like a Give Apu.
Behold the rage of the Firelands. For the wilds.
Not using the excess mana because if you draw the gadgets on auction, your excess mana is really good to draw 2 cards with. I wonder if he runs Conceal there. I wonder if he tries to win with like that Mana Worm.
Malfurion versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
I must protect the wild.
Alright, against the Priest, I think I have a decent chance of getting to the Miracle without... They're usually not that aggressive. That's unfortunate. Should I choose Savagery? Probably not.
what to do.
3-2, probably. Those are some pretty bad choices. That is a pretty terrible hand.
For the wild.
We're in some really terrible shape here. Just looking to draw in the Azure Drake or Nourish. So I need either Ramp or I need... He's playing a Reno Priest, so I have plenty of time. I need either Ramp or Card Draw. Oh man, now I'm not sure which one. I don't have any good cards. And I have a lot of time, so I think I Nourish here. That's pretty good. I'm gonna save Innervate for Gadget Sand. Could Innervate out Doomsayer here, but I don't feel pressured enough to do so. It's possible that he doesn't have 1 damage for the Doomsayer. Never lucky. I can do 4-1-2 as well. That'll cost 7 mana.
The end is coming!
You wish to live
Forever? Alright, Fandral 4, 5, 7, 8. He has 2, 4, 6, 9. That's fine. Plenty of time.
Behold the rage of the firelands.
Arcane Anomaly. Okay. Law. Soul of the Forest? Soul of the Forest is actually pretty good if I only had the mana to do so. Claw, I think, is the best general one here.
Let reading drag.
I was about to be like, pint-sized potion, Cabal Shadow Priest hype. That would have been awesome. Alright, let's draw some cards, shall we? I'm gonna Innervate for sure. Gah. Wow, that's unfortunate. I whiffed. That's pretty unlikely to whiff like that,
For no one.
I would say.
What to
It's not like I shouldn't have not played the Arcane Anomaly. On 3 mana I can get Feral Rage or Jade Blossom. That's why I didn't play it. So I'm not playing it in order to hide my shame, for reference. Alright, draw 3, then play Azure Drake, probably. No, draw 3, Myra Keeper, Arcane Giant.
The land serves me.
In fact, it might usually be too slow to play that 1 mana card since I'm going to try to Miracle out. Every single 1 mana card is going to be way better than the 2/6. The last turn is going to be something like Auctioneer, Innervate, Jade Idol, 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 Jade Idol. Did I say that the right amount of times? Seems like a Reno deck, so it's okay for this to go to 5.
Engaging DC wizard until
Ooh.
dislocator.
Thank you.
Spectacular.
Oh, actually I should swipe that. Interesting. So the end game is lining up really well here. This deck is probably at its best against a Reno deck, because the Reno decks are so light in their pressure. Would actually love not to draw the card here, because if I waited, I would draw an extra card with Auctioneer, but I need to in order to dig a little bit deeper. I think next turn I play Auctioneer and I start going off. It would have been nice to get the other card, the Wrath or the Thaurissan. Might actually just be worth it now. But if I were to do it, I should have played Auctioneer first. I actually quite possibly should have done Auctioneer there. Do I want to take 4? 8. I'd go down to... I can do Feral Rage to gain 4 and I can... Yeah, that's fine. I'll do both once.
For the wild.
The next turn, we're gonna start doing the Auctioneer thing. I'll have 5 mana to play with the Jade Idols.
I ain't talking. I got the best
Oh no!
Thank you.
I'm ruined! I'm ruined!
For the wild.
Okay, we have to go all in. There's not enough time to shuffle, since I would only be drawing like a very limited card each turn.
I'm almost out of cards. I'm out of cards.
I do need to kill this since I need to deal the damage each turn. I probably shouldn't have cycled the Wrath though. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
At last, a worthy disciple.
Not enough time means that a Reno Priest is going to be able to deal with like a 4-4 on one turn and then a 5-5 on another turn and then a 6-6 and then a 7-7. Basically, I felt like that would be too slow. Anyways.
Well played.
That rat, yeah.
I concede.
Man. It was the right play at the end. It would have been too slow. Like, see, if he had an 8-8, I would have never been able to handle him. The main play deviation was that, well, one, he had to have Dirty Rat. Two, I could have played Auctioneer like 2 turns earlier. It was the right play! Could have summoned Doomsayer too, which would have been great for me.
You asked for it.
I must protect the wild.
I feel like it might be wrong to play the second Auctioneer though if you don't have if you don't just start off with Jade Idol. Which is why I really wanted to make sure that my deck was like near exhausted before playing it. I think Mario the Lotus might be right. Wisps of the Old Gods.
What to do?
That'd be 7/1/1 Wisps. Is that any good against? Probably not. Force of Nature. Let's take this one as a cheap cycle.
What to do? What to do?
The Fire Blast indicates he might be a Reno Mage, which would mean I have plenty of time. It's kind of surprising how... Oh, he's actually Tempo Mage with a slow draw. It's kind of surprising how Dirty Rat can mess people up. It's actually really funny. I think it's funny. That's a Doomsayer Hero Power, probably. Or it's a Coin Nourish Doomsayer. I think I actually want a Jade Idol now because it's so critical to Jade Idol for a better spell than just using Jade Idol as a spell. But it's also possible that just having the Jade Idol as a spell is good enough. 1 mana, draw a card. So I don't have that much mana, but it's possible he doesn't remove this. It's possible. It's not that likely. Mark the Lotus especially.
I got the
Kind
best
of.
deals anywhere.
Try to get that Innervate, I suppose. The Miracle. Moonfire. Moonglade Portal. Moonglade Portal, I have a play next turn. With Moonfire, I get to draw a card. I'm playing Mark of the Lotus.
I wonder.
I'll choose the Slow and Steady card, I think. No, let's go to the extreme. It's a...
Time waits for no one. Job done.
So I figure since he's at 6 mana, his only answer is Fireball. Roaring Torch if he happened to draw it immediately. His only good answer. Forbidden Flame is also good. Flame Lance, I guess. Polymorph. That's not so good. Not ideal, but it'll work, I guess. So this second Auctioneer is going to have to wait with both Innervates, I think. Near the end of the game.
The land serves me.
I have 15 cards to get through. Nourish will let me get through some of them. I have a Wrath to cycle 1 card, another Wrath to cycle another card. So the Wraths get rid of 2 cards, Nourish gets rid of 3 cards. Wild Growth will get rid of a card. So that's 2, 5, 6 cards. I might want to save the Fandral with the other Wrath, so I could Living Roots Hero Power here. That looks good. I wonder if it's right to shuffle Jade Idol in right now.
For the wilds.
I think I want to draw it all first, and then Auctioneer, Innervate, Idol.
Time waits for no one.
I have to save, I have to draw out most of the deck first, yeah.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power!
I think I also don't play excess mana yet. Well, it depends on whether or not I need to... If I had fewer cards in my deck, and if I had a way to spend all my mana, I wouldn't play excess mana right now. But right now, we're kind of looking for ways to spend mana, so I'll play it. That unfortunately doesn't give excess mana. Alright, so remaining card draw cards in deck. I was kind of fortunate to draw both Wraths. The only card draw card remaining is Nourish. That might mean I have to use the Auctioneer to dig through things faster. And holy crap, he's actually Tempo Mage. I thought it was Reno Mage the whole time. Given the limited amount of pressure. I mean, if your opponent doesn't make it obvious whether he's Tempo or a Reno Mage, you usually win anyways. Because if you think he's Reno Mage when he's Tempo Mage, he had a really bad draw. 4, 5, 8.
What to do?
4, 7, 8, 2. Leave one up. One swipe is really easy. I could do Fandral swipe. He only has one card left, so if he kills Fandral, then Doomsayer or Gadzan wins the game.
Behold the rage of the Firelands! Feel my violence for no one!
Okay, so now he possibly won't clear this.
Anywhere.
Quite possibly. Oh, it's time for a miracle. Oh boy. It's good enough.
Wild can't do.
Well, if Auctioneer survives a turn, it's really gross. I just need to draw not Arcane Giant and I go off like insane. Since the rest of my deck is spells. Oh, that's like the perfect card for him to get to show off. Alright, come on. And even if I draw the Arcane Giant, I would... God, that... It's terrible, though. It's like, I don't get to show off. Sadness. Man. Never lucky. Thank you for subbing Ebuxer, Dec6 for 6 months, Bernie Margot for 21.
Malfurion versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Nature must be preserved.
I thought about keeping the Auctioneer for a moment there. Might have been correct. but better to get the ramp. I want to aim for Innervate, Wild Growth, or Jade Blossom with the Raven Idol. Wrath and Swipe are good spells too. Nourish too, but it's like, too bad.
What to do? For the wild.
Sweet. Into Nourish. Ooh. Do I Nourish for cards or do I Nourish for mana? This hand for cards. Oh, with the Auctioneer though. For mana.
For the wild.
Alright, so hope that he plays something that I can Wrath and Living Roots. And I plan to play Auctioneer and all those cards. But if he doesn't, then I'll just wait a turn. That's something I can Wrath and Living Roots. And I can even Hero Power, but I don't have the mana. Wait, I do have the mana. No, I don't have the mana. Innervate, so I have access to 10 mana, that takes 9 mana, and I need Hero Power, which takes 1 more mana. I wonder. Other Living Roots would be okay.
Time waits for no
Innervate
one.
would be nice. Swipe. Auctioneer, Innervate, Swipe. Barrel Rage. Yeah, Blossom. Wrath first, I think. With a card. I'm trying to draw into things that... spells that cost less than 2 mana. I actually probably should have... well... no, this is fun.
For the wild.
Okay, 10 mana Auctioneer. I like it. If he happens to not play anything, I'll just play Arcane Giant. But he's not going to play nothing, it seems. What's my best draw? Is it Wild Growth? Might be Wild Growth.
Time waits for no one.
Breath decent?
I got the best deals anywhere.
Hey, there we go. Well, I actually don't think I need to use that second one. Well, if I get the 2 Arcane Giants out, I basically win anyways. I think I innovate for hero power.
Time waits for no one.
What am I thinking? Too much thinking. More play.
For the wild.
Or just win game. Well, it feels good to have been ahead the whole game. Thanks to that Nourish on 5 after drawing the Auctioneer. Which means maybe keeping the Auctioneer is right, but I had to draw the ramp too. Well, either way, it's pretty good. And then I even have Fandral with Raven Idol and Living Roots. But unfortunately this way I still don't get to show off infinite Jade Idols.
Time wait. What to do? Well played. I concede.
I'm gonna like play until I get a Jade Idol game. Thanks Straubs for subbing 2 months.
Malfurion versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
I must protect the wild.
A pretty good anti-aggro hand.
You wanna cast a spell?
Hopefully get
Cast a spell.
ramp. There's so many ways to ramp in this deck. That's not a good way to do it. But you can Raven Idol for ramp, you have Wild Growth, you have Jade Blossom, you have Mire Keeper, and you have Nourish. And all of that is redundant in order to guarantee, well, not guarantee one, but in order to get one with more frequency. Just gotta get it though. Seems like the opponent is a slow Reno Mage deck. I'm gonna have plenty of time to set up my Wombo combo. They have a Wild Growth, great. Now I hope to get Nourish and then ramp with that. Try to save the coin and the Innervate from the Auctioneer.
For the wild.
I wonder if he's happy that I'm giving him time. Or maybe he's desperate, because this, Druids kind of have inevitability in long games. Kind of. Do I use my first auctioneer to go and just innervate coin, living roots, dig for stuff?
What to do? What to do?
Let's make magic.
Is he a tempo mage? Would hate it if he copied my auctioneer. I'll play this. Keep it slow. Each mana I gain is more potential for Gadgetzan auctioneer action. Gadgetzan auctioneer action.
For the wilds.
I didn't play the Doomsayer on 5 mana because he seemed like a really slow deck, so I wasn't sure if I was going to hit anything. But now I'd be blocking a 7 mana play. Seems a lot better. And then just pass it over. Alright.
The end is coming! For the wilds.
Let's go for it, I guess.
I got the best deals anywhere.
It's okay. I even wanted him to counter that over the coin because the coin is better. If I can innervate Wild Growth, I don't think that's worth it. I think that's good enough for now. On turn 9, I'm going to play Mire Keeper and Swipe, perhaps? And on turn 10, I'll play Wild Growth. I'll be drawing the remaining cards with Nourish, or something like that. If I get to save the coin in the auctioneer for... or the coin in the innervate for the second auctioneer, they'll look pretty good. Is this a tempo mage which got a really spell heavy draw?
The land serves me.
Or is it a Reno mage which decided to frostbolt my face?
I'm not lonely.
Hard to say. I can simply take a little bit of damage if I want to. I want to set up for a really good turn. I'm going to not take damage and just trade off the board.
Time waits for no one.
These minions don't matter that much. He did frostbolt my face, which is suspicious.
Feel my wrath.
The next turn I'm going off.
The end is coming!
Yeah, that's probably fine, even with a Doomsayer out. Okay, so he is a tempo, or he is a Reno mage. His only strange play done there. Actually, It is my second one, so I should play it even slower. Could just use this turn to gain armor. It's not like I would be able to use this otherwise.
I wonder.
Maybe both of them gain armor, but having one thing available to do damage is useful.
Crystals! Fresh from Kazakis. Someday I'll be just like you!
I don't know if you possibly pick counterspell, but I'll use the excess mana. One of them, just to check. Seems most likely that he would pick Mirror Entity. Or 7.
Time waits for no one. For the wild.
Secret's actually quite troublesome since I can't give him an 8/8. I don't have very much direct damage left. I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to like go off from here.
I got the best deals
Like I kind of need to kill the auctioneer. I'll probably have to feral rage it down.
anywhere.
Happy Feast of Winter Veil.
I have 9 cards in my hand, so excess mana is good, right? Yeah. Or 6. Do I have my Jade Idol yet? No, not yet.
Behold the rage of the Firelands. Time waits for no one.
I have to make sure I don't overdraw for Raven Idol. I'm gonna play a Jade Idol. Okay.
I'm out of cards.
Oh, it goes in that direction.
For the wild.
Well, that was a good lesson learned. Jade Idol being the last card there was actually kind of bad. Let's see, if I played Raven Idol there, that'd be 4/7. I would draw, go down to 6. I would pick up 2 cards, 1 more card. That's fine. Oh, he's letting me show off. That's pretty cool.
I'm almost out of cards.
Now you can actually still win from here, which is kind of sick.
for no one. I'm almost out of cards.
Amazing.
I'm out of cards. For the wild.
It actually buffs the Jade Golems even if you can't get a Jade Golem out on the board. Fun tip.
My hand is too full.
I actually have no way to do direct damage.
I'm almost out of cards. For the wilds.
Yay, it happened.
Spectacular.
You